Hey everyone, today we're looking at a dark Korean high school full of horrors, including suicides, ghosts, sexy murderous teachers, and bad grades. We're going to be reviewing the Coma Uncut. Horror is probably my favorite genre in gaming. I love the stories, the atmosphere, and the unique gameplay mechanics that can come from a good horror game. Horror games that make it over here from Asia are typically really special experiences, and it's also a genre where indie games can really shine. The Coma is an indie horror game from Asia that's gone through a facelift before this recut version made it to consoles. I never played the original, but overall it's a pretty solid experience. The Coma was originally released for PC in 2015 as the Coma Cutting Class. This version did come out over here on Steam, but it was pulled when the recut version launched on PC, so it's no longer available. The 2017 recut remake was released digitally on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and the PS4 had an English region-free limited physical release that was made available through PlayAsia. A Vita port was planned, but it was cancelled, and the developer started working on a Switch port instead. And that Switch port is coming out this week. On August 14th, you'll be able to pick it up at any gaming retailer. And since I picked up the PS4 version from PlayAsia and really dug it, I thought I'd share my thoughts here for anyone thinking about checking it out. The Coma is a 2D side-scrolling stealth horror title that's best compared to something like Clock Tower, which is amazing because there aren't many games in that mold. This really resembles a cartoonish take on the SNES or PS1 Clock Towers that takes place in a Korean high school. Though there have been some recent Western-developed retro-style indie games in that mold, like Claire and Lone Survivor, this one really feels like a better attempt to capture that feeling and gameplay. The game takes place in Sewol High School on exam day. You play Young-ho, a student who falls asleep during the test and wakes up in a dark, evil version of the school, where ghosts, vines, and a homicidal version of your teacher are out to get you. Along the way, you'll meet some other students and work to figure out where you are, why you're trapped there, and how to escape. The supporting cast includes Taeyeon-jun, the lonely student who committed suicide the night before the game starts, Myung-gil, the bully who likely caused it, Seo-gil, the otaku who's too wrapped up in his own shit to deal with what's going on, Miss Song, the hot teacher who can't seem to find a shirt that fits, Mina Park, the girl next door who everyone pines over but is your best friend for some reason, and Ye-sol, the super cool girl from another school who knows what's going on but is too lazy to really fill you in. Discovering what's going on in the Coma, how these characters fit together, and how to escape makes a pretty interesting story for the game. The game takes place in the 3 buildings of the school that you'll move through scrounging for items, notes that tell the backstory, and completing objectives that let you progress through the game. Objectives typically involve searching the school to find keys and passcodes to open certain locations and find puzzles to solve. When moving through the school, you'll want to use your flashlight sparingly and walk quietly so you don't draw attention to yourself. You can also crouch and hold your breath to hide in plain sight. I kind of forgot that was an option through most of the game though, so I'm not sure how useful it is, but there were some tough parts where it probably would have helped me. The main enemy here is the demonic version of Miss Song who hunts you through the school with a vengeance. While you have stamina, you can run and dodge to get away from her, but only for so long. Items restore your stamina and health if you get hit, but the game doesn't pause when you open your inventory to use one, so you have to be quick there. Thanks to video game logic, you can hide in any empty cabinet or bathroom stall, and so long as she doesn't see you go in there, you're safe until she goes away. You might be waiting for a while though. Other hazards include ghost students that will cut your ankles or drop on you from above, or strange plants that explode when you get close. The placement of these are pretty sparse, so you won't be dealing with them all the time, but they'll usually get you just as you've forgotten about them. Some attacks can cause the bleeding or poison status effects. These both drain your health over time. There are items to cure these, but you can only hold 6 items at a time, making inventory management a big part of the game. You can also find money throughout the school, which can be used in the vending machines in the cafeteria to purchase more items. The game itself isn't too hard. There's a couple of tough sequences, mostly at the end of the game, but even those are easy to get through if you don't concentrate on exploring and finding all the hidden notes. The game has several endings, which are determined by how many of the side tasks you complete. There are 3 that affect your grades in the real world, and completing those get you the best ending. But there's also a trick in play that will get you a worse ending if you choose to complete one of those objectives a specific way. The characters here are interesting, but we definitely don't learn enough about them for most of the game. And the game is set up for a sequel, so hopefully that helps flesh out the universe. Overall, the atmosphere is pretty good. I do love the clock tower-like game design, but I know it's a bit of an acquired taste. While I think the game doesn't have as much wonder as Clock Tower, it is a much smoother and easier to play experience. I enjoyed the game and played through it several times. It's about the perfect difficulty level for a horror game. You'll die, but so long as you're saving often, you shouldn't lose much progress, and it's way less frustrating than something like the original Clock Towers or White Day. For fans of indie horror games, I definitely recommend it, or for anyone interested in checking out a smaller horror game. Now, while my playtime is on the PS4 version, the Switch one does come out this week, so I haven't tried it, but assuming it runs well, which it should, because it's not a technically complex game, it's one worth checking out. It would be a great fit for that system. So I do recommend it if this review piqued your interest. Other than that, thanks for checking out this review. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!